classes, and I primarily teach, research methods and stats, upper level research courses, independent research courses. So these are classes that students come in and they don't want to take. They have preconceived notions of fear because it involves research, which apparently is boring, or statistics, which is apparently terrifying, numbers, oh my gosh, And they've had really bad experiences with these things in the past, and they don't see these things as especially relevant to their careers, which is what their minds seem to be on, is where they're headed in the future. So one of the things that I try my best to do, and I can't tell you right now if I do it well. My student evaluations say one thing, but qualitatively I can't say that I'm doing a good job of it, is making the class material relevant in what I teach. I want to make sure that when students hear anything that I'm teaching, that they can actually walk out of the class and use that in some way. So if I'm talking about research methods broadly, I want students who don't want to go and do research in the future, I want them to be able to figure out, okay, as a counselor or as a therapist, what can I do with that info? How could I use this to be a better practitioner? Or how could I be a better parent if I know how to consume research on, say, parenting? Any class that I'm teaching, so I'm teaching a learning and cognition class right now, I want my students to understand the benefits of sleep or physical exercise or learning a second language on their brain development, because brain development and learning are very much inextricably connected. And if I think we understand relevance of the material, I don't know, I think for the students, it sticks with them longer. Generations before these millennials, we didn't have to know why. We didn't have to apply it. We just thought that it was acceptable to learn something for the sake of learning. And I don't think that that's the case with our students today. I think they're craving application. I think they're craving relevance to their own lives. And I think that they actively resist anyone who is trying to tell them, you have to learn it because I say so. I think that they're accepting of the fact that we can tell them, you should learn it because maybe it's going to make you a better parent, or it's going to make you a better therapist, or it's going to make you a better teacher, or it's going to make you a better mathematician, whatever you're going to do. I think that, and I'm not saying that everything that I teach does that. That's not always 100% possible. I think that would be too generalized. Not every discipline it makes this easy, but I think that most of what we teach really does, I think, tie into it. Can be presented as relevant. I think if you're talking about ancient texts, you could learn from the past, learn from history as to how we should or shouldn't behave today. You can look at pieces of art or listen to music or talk about psychology, whatever it is, and you can find something that is relevant to your life, your career, your well-rounded being as a human. I think that what we're learning is relevant, and students just don't see that, and sometimes I think we have to smack them over the head with it and remind them this is why this thing matters, or this is the objective of this assignment, or this is why I'm making you do this paper. It's not for busy work, because that's what they perceive it. It's not for fun. It's not just because that's what you do in college. We do this because there is a direct relevance to the skills, to the person that we want you to have or become after you leave this class.